Hey guys, it's Michelle and I've got a little bit of a story time for you guys today. If you follow me on Instagram and you saw my Instagram story from a few days ago, you would know that I had an injury happen to me. I originally wasn't going to post a video on this because the injury wasn't really diabetes related, but then I was thinking about it more and I thought my diabetes did come into play quite a few times during the incident, while I was being treated, and now while I'm recovering. So I really wanted to share my story with you guys and let you know how my diabetes has come into play and what I'm doing to kind of accommodate having diabetes while recovering from an injury. So let me answer the question that all of you are wondering, what happened to me? This happened to me. This knife right here, this exact knife. So this is a paring knife that I used to cut my apple at lunch. And I had a bit of an accident with this knife. So I was walking home from school and I had my lunch bag in my hand, my backpack on my back, and in my lunch bag was that knife. Now my lunch bag, the material is pretty thick, so I put the knife in loose, and I know, bad idea, but I just never would have imagined that the knife would puncture through the material. I was walking home from school and I must have not been paying attention and I kind of stumbled a bit. My lunch bag got caught in between my legs, so let's say these are my legs, my lunch bag got caught. This leg jammed the lunch bag into my other leg and the knife went through the lunch bag and into my leg. And I would say it went in like maybe halfway, I don't know. So anyways, initially I was in shock. I was like, wait, what just happened? That really hurt. I looked down and the knife and the lunch bag were out already, but I saw a spot of blood on my pants, and as I was watching it, it just grew and grew and grew, and then I went all the way down my pants and I was losing quite a bit of blood. So I was very panicked. I was close to my apartment, so I ran home right away, took my pants off to look at the wound, and it was awful. It was disgusting. Rafi wasn't home. He works very far from our apartment, and it would have taken him well over an hour to get home, so I called an ambulance because I was losing blood, I wasn't feeling well, and it was just the right thing to do. I looked at my Dexcom on my phone, and my blood sugar was 8 and stable, so my blood sugar was good, so that made me even more calm knowing that I wouldn't have to deal with a high or a low while I was waiting for the paramedics to come. The paramedics came in and they saw my wound and they were like, wow, how did that happen? And I feel like they didn't believe my story. They were like, are you sure nobody else was involved in this? And I was like, no, I wasn't stabbed, like this was an accident. Something else I should mention is that as soon as the paramedics came in, I told them I had type 1 diabetes and I was on an insulin pump, and they immediately asked what my blood sugar was and how I was feeling, so I had to look at my Dexcom to give them what my blood sugar was. So they said, okay, you 100% need stitches. You have to go to either urgent care or the ER. So I then went to the urgent care center. When I got into urgent care, all of the stress I think caught up with me, and I could just see my blood sugar going up and up and up, and it went up to about 14 millimoles per liter. And I hadn't eaten anything, it just honestly was pure stress, so I put myself on a temporary basal for when I was getting my stitches to keep my blood sugar from going up any higher. So I have 2 layers of stitches. My first layer is like the dissolvable stitches, and then on top to close up the wound is just the regular stitches. So I think I have 7 altogether. And I'm going to insert a picture of what the wound looks like all stitched up. For those of you who don't want to look at stitches, see this number down here? Pause the video right now and go to that number so that you skip the picture. For those of you who want to see the stitches, there they are. So yeah, it's a pretty big cut. It's a big part of my leg. So for this doctor, I also told him I had type 1 diabetes. He didn't really seem to think it was a big deal. He did put me on a stronger course of antibiotics though, just because I am more prone to infection since I have diabetes. And now I am in recovery mode. I'm home and I'm trying to stay off my leg. I'm not supposed to be on my leg for a few days, and I'm not supposed to dance for 2 weeks. So no ballet for 2 weeks. It's really sad because ballet is honestly one of my favorite things ever. I'm really giving myself extra time to heal because as a diabetic, I know that I can take longer to heal than a non-diabetic can, so I'm being very gentle with my body and taking it easy. I took 2 full days off work and didn't go in. I actually did have to go in quickly this morning though because I had my PhD committee meeting, so I got to do that with a stab wound. I mean, not many people can say that. Otherwise, I've been at home relaxing and just keeping my leg elevated and trying to take care of myself as best as I can, trying to keep my blood sugars super in range so that the healing process can go normally. And I think it's just really important for us as diabetics to remember that we do need a little bit more time for things because we are living with this chronic illness and it affects us in many ways. So we need to be patient with ourselves and take more time to rest and take care of ourselves, even though I know that can be challenging sometimes. So guys, I've learned my lesson. Don't carry a knife in your bag, no matter how thick the bag is. And I know I'm gonna get so many comments down below lecturing me on how I shouldn't have been carrying a knife with me. And trust me, I've been lectured by like 40 people in the last 2 days about this, so I'm well aware, but go ahead and lecture me more because I deserve it. I'm hoping that tomorrow I'm gonna feel better because I'm still really not able to walk, but I'm sure I'll be back to normal in a couple weeks. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye!